New to the show, Mario Reyes honoring his sister, reciting a poem he wrote in her memory.
I come representing 0943 ITM2 Unix team. I got a poem that I'm gonna recite in memory of my sister. She recently passed away from myositis. It's a rare inflammatory muscle disease. So I'll sit back and listen, please. I wish she was alive, so I walk around composed seeking answers with blind eyes. Why do I still reach for the phone when a problem may arise? I ask you to guide my dreams at night so that you may provide insight. I know how it seems, but I'm just getting to know Christ, and I've known her my whole life. To think, when you got transferred to Johns Hopkins, we were filled with delight, but that swelling underneath your eyes left very little to be seen as divine. By taking tomorrow for granted, we witnessed intelligent design and my own stupidity collide. My broken heart started at the arc, and what could be found on one side of the divide was my sister's health decline, which led to her ultimate demise. Now my goal here is not to speak and have anyone hold me on a light that's too high. But as a man in my family, if ever given the chance to decide, I would have swallowed my pride, kindly asked her to step to the side, and I would have died. But instead, my birthday was recently celebrated, and Jay went to Vegas, but Duke lost about 5G, so he truly hated. Look at me, baby. All I got left is communicating to you through prayer. Now see, for a while I've been writing, trying my best to be lyrical, but this one is visual. Now I'm missing you to the point that I wish I was with you, but I would much rather prefer if you were with us, to watch with joy as my newborn son tries to sit up. I miss your criticism for my childish behavior, and I miss staring down any man that stared at you in a project elevator. I miss my boys asking if they could approach you, and I miss you laughing at them as they always came across so boastful. I miss how no matter what the situation was, you made sure you were vocal. I miss being bored and calling you just so we could be social. I simply miss you being local. I miss our family and how it caused everyone around us to envy, a love that we happily shared with them because with us, it came plenty. Now when we eat, there happens to be one seat empty. And to think, I always pictured you saving your greatest hour for your ending. But in hindsight, every second we were graced was honestly great. So at Thanksgiving, we thanked God for what he gave and not just what he takes. I miss how we used to trade our chores for a weekly allowance. Time out. This is the point where I make a shameless public service announcement. Now, my primary focus is an endowment. And thanks to the likes of you all, our first quarter, we've managed to raise 10,000 and counting. I'm sorry, but if you thought I would take this loss lying down, you must not know me very well, because I seriously doubt it. The support you all have offered has given me empowerment to create a foundation that her 3-year-old daughter Sierra can see when she's older and be proud of. But at times it seems as if my mind is rerouted and my bright light has an outage. That's just my thoughts of how I can ensure her legacy outlives my every effort, even if I find myself exhausted at the top of a mountain. I apologize for the shouting, but I miss that smile. I wish my child would be able to return it when she visited us once in a while. So I feel spending her birthday with her was my best therapy yet, because I constantly replayed the whole scenario in my head. Now this made me want to dig until I buried me a bed, because there was still this burden on my shoulders that weighed heavy with regret. But somewhere in between that internal feuding, confusion, and lack of movement, I came to the conclusion that this must have been fate. I believe God has a plan for her pain. Therefore, I refuse to speak on my love for her without any hate. Besides, it's not my place to ever tell God that he made a mistake. And since I can't relate to his reasoning, I will never agree. I will only appease because this greater purpose thing is what I want to believe. So now it feels as if the tears are subsiding, because my only goal is to promote her life to all of the children surviving, so they could feel as close to her fight in all of its intensity, hoping that her daughter Sierra can consistently see hoping that her 3-year-old daughter Sierra can convincingly see parental consistency. But as my parents get older, they have the custody, and that may be one of those unspoken contingencies. Now I know every good book eventually must finish, but this is not how I pictured it. You have no idea how much I miss her. You have no idea how much I love her. I just want to hug her. I just want to kiss her. I just want to diss her. I wish at breakfast she would fill up her plate so I can make fun of her weight and watch as she got frustrated about the youngest out of the litter. But you all can have no idea how much I miss this. So to keep things simple, I created me a holiday wish list that is comprised of all the wishes and misses that I just listed, because all I really want is my sister here for this and every subsequent Christmas. Thank you. Now, as I take the necessary steps to make sure that the endowment I'm establishing for Johns Hopkins Research for My Outsiders gets put into this combined federal campaign, in the interim, you guys can support the My Outsiders Association, which is CFC code 11526. Thank you.
Mario, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now we have another returning star, proving talent runs in the family, Mr. Josh Mills, backed by popular demand, singing Best I Ever Had.